What's up, comic comrades? Do you like America? I definitely do. America Chavez, that is. The upcoming star of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I know the trailers of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness are not focusing on Chavez, but I'm sure we will see a lot of her in the future, and now is a good time to get to know her. Stay tuned till the end of the video, and don't forget to click that like button, subscribe, and smash that notification bell. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is not only introducing multiversal variants of existing MCU characters, but also brand new ones. One of these heroes showing up on the big screen is America Chavez, played by Xochitl Gomez, whose portal-based powers make her right at home in the multiverse-traversing film. In comics, America has proven a controversial figure. Introduced quietly in a well-regarded but little-read limited series, she was initially a cult favorite. However, as her profile rose, a section of fandom became increasingly agitated and angered by her presence. Despite being a character of relatively small presence in comparison to, say, a Wolverine, these readers carried a disproportionate distaste for her. America Chavez was created by Joe Casey and Nick Dragotta, debuting in 2011's Vengeance Issue 1. However, fans would have to wait until she joined the Young Avengers for her first origin story reveal. Hailing from the dimension known as the Utopian Parallel, America's mothers raised her in a supportive environment. When danger threatened the realm, her parents sacrificed themselves to save her. Feeling as though the realm didn't need her, she left her sorrow behind. Powered by incredible energy, she took on the title of Miss America and tapped her interdimensional portal abilities to leap to different worlds, becoming a superhero. While Chavez wasn't the only person in the Marvel Universe to use the name Miss America, her predecessor was a largely forgotten Golden Age heroine. Nonetheless, she typically just goes by America, something that feels like a better fit anyway than the relatively out-of-date sounding Miss America moniker. While possessing a different power set, look, and attitude, one thing she did share in common with her predecessor was that the name didn't actually indicate much of a connection to the legacy of Captain America. Before long, even this short sketch of an origin story ended up revealed as false. Instead, the recent America Chavez Made in America series portrayed her as the daughter of two human doctors, most definitely not interdimensional aliens. This revelation came courtesy of America's long-lost sister, Catalina, also introduced in the series. Catalina described a situation in which their mothers died trying to save them from experimentation by false benefactors. America's sister then goes on to suggest that the interdimensional version of the life Chavez insisted upon was a coping mechanism to process their separation and their mother's fatal sacrifice. While definitely a character with plenty of fans, America Chavez became highly controversial as a young Avenger. For one, her abilities, which include superhuman speed, strength, unlimited interdimensional travel, and the power to dispel destructive starbolts, were often cited as making her overpowered. For some, this felt unfair or unearned, as she was a relatively new character. Others reacted badly to revelations about her bisexuality, hinted at in previous appearances and confirmed in the poorly received by fans and non-fans alike 2017 America Limited series. This series also gold some as it included the statement that she identified as Latinx instead of simply being of that heritage. This was, of course, done to explain her appearance and cultural signifiers despite being an alien. Superman never had to jump through such hoops. However, outside of that title, America has been a part of predominantly critically well-received books, including the aforementioned Young Avengers, and appearances in Kate Bishop's Hawkeye title. While she has had loud detractors, it bears repeating that she also rapidly amassed a relatively large and vocal fanbase. Her woes, in part, can be attributed to increased profile coinciding with a time where comic fans have increasingly dug in about politics in comics, and a particular contingent reacting with venom to what they insist is forced diversity. As a character, America's usually shown as a somewhat stony individual, being more observant than obnoxious and talkative. These qualities made her a strong figure within the Young Avengers, standing alongside the similarly star-spangled Patriot. Working alongside older heroes like Carol Danvers in the book The Ultimates, her admiration and respect for them was ironically seen as a legacy character done right. Her costume, much like Kamala Khan's, is also a great blend of stylish and superheroic, perfect for a modern multiverse Marvel heroine. By focusing on these strengths, the MCU version of the character seems likely to become a popular addition to this or any universe. So, how does America Chavez fit into the MCU? Well, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness will deal with, obviously, the multiverse. That's a huge part of America's background, and a perfect way for the MCU to introduce her. The multiverse has already been teased as a big story plot. We were first introduced to it in Doctor Strange, and then reminded of it again in Avengers Infinity War, when Strange saw over 14 million possible futures for the outcome of Thanos' destruction. We don't know exactly what story Multiverse of Madness will deal with, but we're betting it could have possible ties to Scarlet Witch's story in WandaVision, and we know that that character will be a big part of this movie as well. Seems like it could be handy to have someone around who is very well acquainted with punching interdimensional portals for a living, right? Someone like America Chavez? In the trailer, we see Chavez facing down a screaming monster standing behind Strange. She is also the one to warn Strange when what looks like Shuma Gorath, the monster faced by Peggy Carter in What If, throws a bus at him on a street in New York. We see Chavez in fighting form when she launches herself at the camera, although it's hard to tell what she's throwing a punch at. From what we can see here, it looks like Chavez will be fighting alongside Strange, rather than against him. Or at least with the Strange we know, if not the evil Doctor Strange also spotted in the trailer. However, with Marvel, you never know what surprises are in store. Another thing to consider about how America might tie to the Marvel Universe and why she's important. In the comics, she was the leader of the Ultimates, a team that included Captain Marvel, Black Panther, and Monica Rambeau. All of those are characters that have already been introduced to the MCU. Remember, before Robert Downey Jr. made him big, Iron Man was basically a B-list superhero that people hadn't heard of. The Guardians of the Galaxy weren't the big deal they are now either. It's only a matter of time before America Chavez becomes a household name in the same way, and Marvel definitely has plans to make her a star. So, what do you think of America? Is she going to become your new favorite character? I bet she will. Tell me in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Peace out!